Okay, thanks for fucking talking over me over and over, you fucker. But anyway.
I have a problem, I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, again, God, I hate you. Hey, welcome to Born of Chaos with me, Shane Kopke, and that guy over there.
Kevin McNichols.
All right. So, dude, it's been a while. We probably should have done this, I don't know, a month and a half ago.
Yes.
With everything going on and
things have gotten crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah, fuck, dude. Seattle was taken over during that time.
I know. A whole section of the city.
By crazy people.
By basically people that agree that they are actual Marxists.
Yeah. Well, and you know what's funny too is with all the riots and protests and all that shit that's going on, and then the spiking of COVID, the funniest thing to me out of that whole thing is that places have said, well, it's not from the protests or rioting that this COVID has been spiking.
I know,
it's
dude.
From people having parties at their houses.
I know.
Like, what?
Like, this is one thing.
People getting together in very, very, very large groups, basically touching each other the entire time. That has nothing to do with it. Yeah. Can't we just say that it all has something to do with it? If, you know.
Oh, get this. It gets even crazier. I saw articles that were claiming, or at least trying to make the claim, that the Black Lives Matter protests are actually slowing the spread of COVID.
Oh.
How is that possible?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
I think one thing that this whole situation has shown us is how spineless the mainstream media actually is.
Well, and how much on point they have to be with their messaging.
True. Well, and
on point so much that they will disregard all logic and all facts.
Yeah, exactly. To pander to radicals.
Yeah.
It's, you know what, I think it looks like this. This is what the mainstream media is doing. A lot of these people that are pandering to these radicals it's basically them going, we're on your side. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me.
Yeah. Well, that leads into the main topic, I think, is the cancel culture. Everything is about that now. I remember when this whole thing started, the lockdown and all that shit. Yeah. It was like, oh, cool. Cancel culture's like basically gone. It's basically gone because people had other shit to worry about.
Exactly. Real problems actually surfaced.
Yeah, now that we're back to, this is just normal shit for us. Let's start canceling people again.
Yeah, and it's just picked up like as if somebody shot it with adrenaline or gave it steroids. It's now just blown up everywhere.
Well, it seems like they try to cancel comedians like crazy, which what was it? Kurt Metzger. They tried canceling him because he made a joke about the Armenian genocide. Yes. And it was clearly a fucking joke.
Obviously, I watched the video.
I've watched the video too. Yeah. It was clearly a joke. They've tried canceling Joe Rogan for one.
They're still trying to cancel Joe Rogan.
Because he laughed at something Joey Diaz said. Yeah. Joey Diaz is a funny guy.
Joey Diaz is hilarious.
And his story, it could be real, it could be fake. He's a comedian.
Exactly.
He could have also had a real story where he embellished a bunch of things within that story in order to make it funnier. So
that's what a comedian does, man. That's the name of the game.
Well, and that's the thing. It seems like they try to take comedians for what they say, which is funny because they're trying to be funny. That's all they're trying to do.
Yeah, they're going to embellish. They're going to over-exaggerate because that's what they need to do to make people laugh. That's the whole point. And
there might be some truth within, some of the things they say that are part of that, but I just don't understand the whole trying to cancel comedians for making jokes.
I don't
the joke might be bad taste, and that's fine. You can have something that's bad taste, But
then again, that's subjective.
It looks like you still got your background running.
Oh, yeah. I see that flickering there.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
It's kind of hilarious. It's pretty easy to fix.
settings. I think I can just go into virtual background.
Yeah, this will make for some compelling listening.
I know, right? Aren't you guys just loving every second of this? Okay, there we go. Done.
That looks better.
Awesome.
Now it doesn't look like you are underwater.
I was thinking the same thing. It looked like the flickering of water or something behind me.
Yeah, no, it looked really weird.
Did I mention I had a pool installed in my bedroom?
Hey, fuck it. Yeah, on the ceiling.
Yeah, on the ceiling. Looks like a Blade Runner scene.
Or some weird glass bottom boat thing that you got going on.
Yeah, exactly.
That seems a little weird to me. Don't get into weird shit like that.
I know, right?
Actually, I don't give a shit. Do whatever you want. Just don't involve me.
Well, hey man, that's what this country's all about. As long as you're not hurting anybody, you can do what you want.
Well, that's kind of my point with a lot of things. I think that I don't give a shit what people do. I don't give a shit what people say.
Me neither.
I can associate with people based on, their actions or the things that they say, and not associate with them based on those same things.
Right.
And I'm fine with that. I think that people should be fine with that. Like, if you don't like what somebody says, instead of going, nobody else should like it either.
Yeah. The moral sort of.
Yeah. You should instead just go, you know what? Fuck it. I'll listen to something else. Yeah. Or I'll do something else. Or I'll hang out with somebody else. You don't have to cancel everything that you see because you don't agree with it.
No. And that's this mentality that's taken over. It's like I heard someone call it a Stalinist-like orthodoxy. And you know what? I like that because it actually does feel that way in a lot of ways. It's like you say one wrong thing, even if somebody takes you out of context, or if somebody takes what you said as offensive, even if it wasn't offensive, you're automatically in trouble because that one dude got offended. So now you have to answer for him being offended. And that's an insane way to live, an insane way to look at the world. I mean, because subjectively, anybody can be offended by anything. So if we now have to cater to all of these people that are offended by perpetually everything, how the hell are we supposed to move forward in any endeavor?
Well, you can't. That's the thing. Because everything has to be a specific way. Yeah, I wish people would stop this whole fucking nonsense.
Me too.
Like, let other people do what they want, and if you don't like it, fine. You don't have to do it either.
Right.
Hey,
you don't like what's on the radio? Change the station.
So here's the thing that got people pissed off about Joey Diaz. I haven't fucking looked at this or anything.
I haven't either.
So let's...
Is this an older one?
No, this is from like 10 years ago.
Okay, that's another thing I really hate. People going back 8 years and canceling someone for that. I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
I think there's a setting for that.
Then I'm going to have to...
It's been a while since we did this.
I'll have to restart that then entirely.
No problem.
I don't even know. How do you do the sharing again on that?
No, see, this is why we need to get together more often for this, so we don't forget these things.
Share video, audio. I don't remember how to do... Oh, share computer sound. Bam.
Oh, that's it. I think that's it.
All right. So here we go. Let's start it again. That's why I was like, why is he talking over this? Can't he hear it? All right. Here we go. This is what it was.
She's lucky she paid $100. That girl sucking my giving me coke from Chewy. You think I'm kidding you? Yeah, you gotta suck my get up in the belly room. I'll make a call for you. That's the gateway into coming to Hollywood. Everybody knows that.
How many girls did you have do that?
Oh, 20 of them. I had this little blonde open mic chick dog that used to come up to the Comedy Store with a 20 and just take me up to the belly room and suck my and go do her set. She was tremendous.
Wow.
She finally freaked out. When she got to Hollywood, bro, she was beautiful. And when she left, she had dirty nails were dirty. And then a year later, she wrote me a letter to the Comedy Store. You broke me. I kept shooting sperm balls in her ear ball. Every time she went down, vaya pa la pinga. It ain't broken until somebody fixes it.
So that was basically it. that they tried canceling Rogan on, and they tried canceling Joey Diaz. The weird thing is like these guys already have like such huge fan bases and built-in fan bases that they're not. I mean, the only thing this deters people from doing is maybe somebody that's never to listen to either one of them.
Yeah.
You know, it's deterring them from actually going and checking it out.
But then again, it could also do the opposite effect and make them want to go listen.
No, that's absolutely true. There are plenty of people that are like, oh, wait, I haven't heard of this train wreck. Yeah, you know, let's go look at it.
Exactly.
So
suddenly become Diaz and Rogan fans.
Well, and with that story anyway, I mean, that story could be completely made up because he's trying to fucking, you know, make his friends laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
tell an entertaining story. So
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, to tell an entertaining story, sometimes you don't just tell the story.
Yeah,
you have to exaggerate certain portions of it in order to make it funny.
Well, it's like that old saying, you know, if you're going to print a story on the newspaper or whatever, are you going to print the truth or are you going to print the legend? You print the legend. You know, that's not that old story because the legend's more interesting.
Yeah, actually, I think the quote is actually.
I'm sure I got it wrong.
Yeah, when the legend becomes truth or fact, print the legend or something like that.
Yeah. But it's in that vein, you know. It's
yeah.
If he were to tell the absolute truth of what was going on in that situation,
Well, I mean, you think about all the legends that we have, you know, like oh fuck, like Billy the Kid is one, you know, you look at all these legends throughout time, you know, a lot of them, when you actually dig into the story, it's a lot less entertaining than you initially thought.
Oh, sure.
Because for one, Hollywood does such a good job of taking, things that actually happened and making them into something that is completely fantastical.
Yeah.
You know, you look at like Wyatt Earp and, you know, Doc Holliday and those guys.
I was just going to bring up the OK Corral. Like in Tombstone, that movie, they made that gunfight look like it was a much bigger gunfight than it actually was. The actual gunfight took like 15 seconds or something.
Yeah. And I think it was one group shooting the other group that hadn't drawn yet.
Yes. So, you know, that's, and I get it. Hey, that's what Hollywood does. They're there to entertain, so they have to take liberties, and that's fine because it's just a movie. You know, if you want to learn the true history of something, you go buy the book about it, the history book.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you know, the other quote is what history is written by the winners.
Oh, that's true too.
So I mean, you don't necessarily know what exactly is 100% true.
That's true. That's true.
You know, you just get one side of it. You know, I watched recently that miniseries on Netflix about I believe it was the Branch Davidians.
Oh, was it called Waco?
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. I mean, but the thing is, I don't know. Yeah, like which side is, you know, like it's full of shit.
Yeah, because the show Waco made it look like the CIA were the aggressors.
Not the CIA.
Or I'm sorry, not the CIA, the ATF.
ATF and
the FBI were involved as well.
Well, yeah, but it was the ATF, and I mean that was also earlier on in the ATF's history.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But we don't know for sure who the aggressors were in that, do we? I mean, in reality, I don't think that it was ever proven which side actually was the aggressor, right? And they took the first shot. I mean,
well, I mean, that took the first shot. I think the first shot is probably still up for debate.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but you look at what happened before that. Ward Weaver up on. Was it Mount Carmel or no? That's Branch Davidians. Yeah. What was it? Somewhere in Idaho that he was in?
Was Ward
Weaver? No, was it him?
Who killed those girls?
No, I'm thinking of a different guy. I'm completely not right on this.
Well, hey, that's what Google's for. Thankfully, we have the whole of human knowledge at our fingertips these days, even though most people don't take advantage of it.
No, I don't even. I don't take advantage of learning things. It's a good
I
way
try
to
to,
not
but
do.
man, there's a lot to learn.
Ruby Ridge.
Ruby Ridge. Oh,
Ruby Ridge.
so was that the? There's like a. It was like a group of people that was this a situation where the ATF surrounded their house?
Yeah, ATF and the FBI came in too.
Uh-huh.
Why can't I find the dude's name? I know it's Weaver.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Again, more compelling stuff.
We're a little rusty, folks.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean,
Randy Weaver, that was his
Randy
name.
Weaver, okay.
And Word Weaver, I believe you're right.
Yeah, I think he was the guy that like
He killed those girls
killed the girls and like put them under concrete or something like that.
Yeah, no, you're right. Ward Weaver, bam, that guy right there. He killed what was it? Two girls. Couldn't see it. It's right there.
We just got the Born of Chaos thing up.
No, I don't.
No, that's all. No, now it's there.
Oh, I wonder. Oh, if I click on it, that's weird.
Oh,
so
it's like
can you see it now?
Yes, I can see it now. Yeah.
Can you see it now?
Mm-hmm. I see.
How about now?
I see that ugly dude's face.
That's all you see?
I see. Well, I see the page you've got up. I see his face, and then I see the.
Oh, that's weird. Here, how about now?
Article. Now he's gone.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so if I'm clicking on it, it stays. And if I'm like right now, you can't see it.
I feel like some things changed with Zoom since the last time we used it because there was an update.
Fuck, I have no idea. It's probably all monitoring stuff for China so they can steal more of our shit.
You mean like TikTok indoctrinating our children?
Yeah, well, hey, have you heard the stuff about like Wayfair?
Wayfair? No.
You haven't heard any of that stuff. Okay. That's a weird one. Why is that doing that? Wayfair, there's like a conspiracy theory now that they have something to do with child sex rings and shit.
That's quite an accusation. Is there any evidence?
Well, they were saying that a lot of these conspiracy theories come from. They said that they had a glitch, right? Mm-hmm. Their glitch made all these prices absolutely astronomical, like $10,000 for a rug, like not like an actual $10,000 rug, like a rug that a week before was probably like $40-$50 or whatever. Maybe even a couple hundred. Mm-hmm. But they also started linking that the products that they had would actually have the name of like a missing child within it, which I think's weird. Like, why would they put the missing child when they put up a different code? Like, no, we're going to tell you that it's this missing child that you're buying. But I mean, it'd be like, yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know what to make of it because there was a lot of shit people posted, but it's pretty easy to fucking doctor anything anymore.
Oh, it is, but if Wayfair was actually selling missing children over the internet, I would think that would probably get them shut down really fast. It doesn't seem realistic.
But it doesn't unless they have third-party sellers on there. You can do it third-party. You can do it third-party pretty easily.
So
you set up your company that's real for the most part.
Yeah, like a shell company kind of thing.
Well, it's not really a shell if it's got real components to it. It's actually a company, and then you make your real money doing this other thing.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I could see that it could be possible to do through like Amazon and all these other places, but to say that it is like this big front for running it seems weird.
It doesn't. Yeah, that's the thing. It just seems like it would get so much attention so quickly that it doesn't seem like it would be a feasible way to sell children. I mean, I don't see how anybody would want to do that, but the fact is, it just seems like it's the way that would be set up would easily get the FBI knocking on your door or some other law enforcement agency.
Well, that's true. You could easily get yourself in a lot of trouble for doing that.
Oh,
Seems
for
to be
sure.
something that people frown upon.
Yeah, and hey, I don't blame them.
Yeah,
It's something to frown about.
No, it's weird. I've noticed a lot of people. Well, not a lot, just a bunch of my friends that tend to listen to like Alex Jones and shit.
Oh no.
They seem to be really into that and posting a lot of that shit on Facebook, and it's like, all right, can we actually see evidence and not just coincidental shit?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, you can have coincidences, tons of them.
Sure.
And they mean nothing.
Right. And that's the thing, is that if with conspiracy theories, you can pretty much link anything up to anything if you try hard enough.
Yeah.
And then the question comes down to, now, are these things actually connected? And most of the time they're not. And Alex Jones, if someone's watching Alex Jones unironically, then I have questions.
Yeah, so I guess it started, this is where they say that it started. It started based on this cabinet that was being sold.
Neria's storage cabinet.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cabinet for $15,000.
That is one expensive cabinet.
And then there's the other one, and I think...
Oh, I get what okay, I get it now. Like, see, when you were talking about them selling, children online.
No, it wasn't
like missing children. No, that would get you.
They didn't take like photos from fucking milk cartons and put them up. What the fuck are you?
Well, I didn't make the connection that they were saying, "Oh, hey, okay, we're selling this cabinet for $15,000," but really.
Now the weird thing was, I guess people were claiming that if you went to the SKU numbers of these things and typed those SKU numbers into Google, it would pop up missing children.
Ooh.
That's weird.
That is weird.
No, again, it could be completely coincidental. I have no fucking clue.
Could be.
It's really weird though.
So I wonder. Do you remember the whole Pizzagate scandal that Alex Jones and a bunch of people?
Oh yeah.
And it turned out to be total pretty crap.
Yeah.
Some guy ended up running into the pizza place with a gun.
Here's what they were talking about. Okay, just a second. So I need to make this a little bit bigger.
Okay.
So this is
17-year-old.
This is just a picture, so it's not like you're gonna get a lot of information out of it.
I see.
But has the same name as so they're like, oh, this automatically like maybe. Mm-hmm. I mean,
now the question is there actually a brand of shelves called Samia?
I have no idea. We can look that up. I mean, I don't. Actually, I don't even know how the fuck was that spelled.
SAMIYAH.
Let's see. The first thing that pops up is child trafficking conspiracy theory.
Yeah, that's what pops up for me too. What are the Wayfair conspiracy theories about child trafficking circulating on Twitter and Reddit?
Yeah, no, it's a weird one. I mean,
oh yeah, and here's Yaritza Castro, and one of those cabinets was called a Yaritza cabinet.
Yeah, no, it's a weird one. I didn't expect to see that.
That is pretty weird. Although, like you said before, someone could have hacked in and made changes to the website.
Well, they also said that what they said is that they had a glitch that actually that fucked with the prices and all that shit.
But the names are...
Well, my thing is that, like, why would you put the names of the kids on there? Like, what? So you had a reference? Like, oh, well, it says cabinet is $13,000. I know this is a child, so let me look up the name and see what child I'm getting.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what it is? I mean, I don't understand. Like how this is supposed to work.
I don't either. And the thing is, too, it's like, how would these people... I mean, it's entirely possible that someone from law enforcement may order something like this to set up sort of sting.
Maybe
hey, we're
I
gonna
don't
order
know.
one of these cabinets and see if we get a child in the cabinet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's weird. It is really weird, and the fact that okay, I get the glitch thing. I get them saying the glitch thing about the prices. That can totally happen.
I mean, look,
and
dude,
I've seen that happen on websites before. But the
I don't even like kids, so I don't understand why anyone would spend $15,000 on one. I just don't. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, and you could get cheaper labor than that too if you were like trying to put them to work or something.
Yeah,
$15,000, man. That's a lot for a laborer.
Yeah, I think it's a different type of labor that
probably not what they're going for. Yeah.
Figure out.
But I don't know, man. That's really strange. But it's one of those things where until there's more information, more data, it's hard to just jump to one side or the other on the.
Oh no, I agree. I don't think I can just be like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, and like we were talking about before, there are people out there that can easily get under the hood of a website and make changes, pretty quickly if they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could. Now, there were some weird ones. Let's see. Oh, some of the pillows that they had that had names added onto them. Like some of the names that I guess that people saw on there were names of missing kids. But like one of them was like a very common name. It was like James and then some other common name at the end. It's like, well, yeah, there's probably a James, whatever that common name was, missing.
Yeah.
It's likely. Possible. It's a common enough name.
And a lot of people go missing every year.
Well, it'd be like a John Smith. Oh, yeah. There's a John Smith. That's clearly tied in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a missing John Smith. There's like 4 that were murdered.
Right.
It's like, yeah, there's a lot of John Smiths.
Yeah, and
it's a common fucking name.
Yeah. And then you got to ask the question of how many John Smiths go missing every year?
Yeah. I'm sure it's quite a few.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
Well, I guess we could get to a lighter thing, that whole slap competition that you wanted to talk about.
We can move to that, and then we can go back to cancel culture and talk about some of the.
Oh yeah, cancel culture is crazy. Let me know when you want to talk about any of this shit. But it's on YouTube called Slap Contest Knockout 2019.
Okay, now I do want to preface this really quick. So this video is showing some footage of a sport, I put that in quotes, that is in Russia, that's really popular in Russia, that is now gaining steam outside of Russia. And I don't think that they have any events outside of Russia, but a fandom is starting to build up based on this. And it's like watching a car wreck.
Yeah. I think they actually have a better version in Russia. It's where chicks slap each other's asses.
That is a better version.
So you can describe what's going on.
So this guy right here, they call him the Dumpling, and he's like a world champion slap competitor. And he is lifting a gigantic tire as his workout regimen. And now we see some of these knockouts that happen.
Звать на помощь маму. Нельзя никого.
Oh, look at those
this guy, and this skinny fucking dude with a backwards hat on, he's got synthol in his arms. And if you don't know what synthol is, it's something that people inject into their arms to make them look bigger, like they actually were lifting weights, but without the actual lifting of weights.
Yeah, and you can tell just by looking at his arms. The rest of his arms are not. They don't match.
It doesn't.
They don't match.
None of it makes any sense. It looks like he's got fucking like beach balls under his fucking skin.
It really does. It looks so unnatural.
It's terrible.
Раз ты соизволил прийти к нам, нашел терпи удары. Моральные.
Like you want to take a needle and pop it.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Решка бьет первый Кирилл.
Говорю по
Yeah, that was a pretty shitty hit from Mr. fucking Twigger.
Yeah, no shit from Mr. Universe there.
And then the big fat dude, one hit, knocked him down.
The dumpling wins again.
So yeah, I mean, that dude, he's just got so much fucking force behind it.
Yeah.
It's a weird sport, I guess.
It's a sport.
I mean, I guess it takes some athleticism. You have to be able to swing your arm.
Sure. Yeah, you got a lot of upper body strength for sure.
Yeah, and not break your own hand hitting somebody in the face. I guess you were saying that it's starting to pick up here.
It is, yeah.
Which seems weird.
Mm-hmm. It's starting to get a fandom over here in the States.
It's kind of like when the movie Fight Club came out, how a lot of fight clubs started.
Yeah.
Like I had friends that they started their own backyard fight clubs and shit like that. It's like, all right, I guess. I mean, if you're really that into fighting, you know.
I think most people were just doing it because they wanted to be cool.
So here is this.
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about. So you have the slap boxing, and now we've got this. So there's the same dude.
In Russia, they got this whole thing called Russian butt slapping competition. I don't know why is a thing. Am I complaining? No.
So it's definitely different. So it's not quite the same as what you had.
Not quite the same, but arguably more entertaining.
I thought I tossed that in as a little bit of levity. Seemed to be all right, I guess. So yeah, we can get back a little bit more. There's some other parts of this where dude goes up against a much bigger dude.
Yes. There's some big.
So this guy right here. This dude dressed in black with his weird mohawk. Like if he just grew that back hair out a little bit.
Bring it
on. He's got to line it up. Needs to see where he's got to hit. Yeah, hard fucking hit.
I felt that.
And dude, when he hit him, looked at him like, "Oh shit, you're still standing?"
Yeah.
So this hit right here. So we watched this earlier. Unfortunately, it doesn't connect right, but that's because this guy has like no fucking neck.
Yeah, exactly.
And so he ends up hitting him in the shoulder. And then part of the neck. So yeah, I don't understand this as a thing to do.
I don't either. But it's, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of one of those games that like a bunch of pals would get really drunk and they decide, hey, let's do a slap contest.
Well, we used to play a thing called quarters. I don't know if you ever,
quarters.
Dude. I playing quarters in I think middle school. Mm-hmm. You would spin a quarter. The other person had to keep it going, or no, was it keep it going or try to stop it standing?
I think it was trying to stop it standing.
Yeah, I think you had to try to stop it standing with your finger. So if you stopped it standing, I think it was your turn to spin it, and then the next person had to try to stop it. And if they didn't stop it, you got to take the quarter in between your fingers with your thumb and fucking fling it as hard as you could on a table surface into their knuckles while their knuckles were actually touching the table. And that's something we used to play for fun. Yeah. So I get it at a young, stupid age.
Yeah.
But these guys look like adults.
They're all adults. And
Можем
they're doing this in an official capacity.
He's like got smelling salts.
Like, any one of these guys were to hit me, I'd be out.
Oh, yeah. You're kind of a pussy. So yeah, I can see that, you know. I mean...
Well, I'm also like half the weight of all of these guys, too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I don't even know what you weigh.
сделал гематому. Потому что это не значит, что ты попал не туда.
No, I weigh more than you.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you hit him like in the chest.
Just gotta get
But did this guy win? I don't know what's going on.
Ты не слышишь уже.
I don't even. The only way I can see that you win is if you knock the other guy out.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, or if the other guy bows out and quits.
Like that dude just doesn't even fucking move.
Nope. See, look, he's ready. He's ready. I bet this.
Yeah, but he's not wanting it. You can see it in his eyes.
I know.
This dude does not want to get hit.
He looks scared.
He did not like that one. He see him. He fucking clenched his fist afterwards. Fuck you, dude. I'm gonna hit you. This guy's all his mohawk looks like a tire tread.
А что порвал? Хитрый ход, лица просто. Пельмень выиграл, красава, пельмень выиграл.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's smelling salts. I mean, who knows what it could be? They just have a vial of cocaine. Like, this is how we stay awake during this shit. He just keeps looking at him like, how are you not dead?
Дар был немножко грязный, по уху прилетело двумя пальцами, но тут
I
я
don't even know the rules. Like, was he not
сильного
supposed to hit him
нарушения
there
не...
in the chin?
I don't know.
Because everybody looked concerned, and
They
it's
did all
in
look
Russian.
concerned. I wish they had some kind of translated, like some subtitles.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really see it. I saw one knockout.
Yeah.
And that's
I
it.
thought there was more knockouts than that.
No, there's not.
But at least we got to see how bad someone's synthol arms can really look.
Dude, that I don't understand that at all. Like, you want to look like some sort of fucking blow up doll,
Yeah.
or some sort of fucking what are those fucking balloon animals?
That's what it looks like.
Like he's some fucking weird balloon animal just in his arms.
Like, yeah, they got giant blisters that have, been allowed to grow and outgrow the arms themselves in some
I don't
ways.
know if the festering blister idea is the one that you should have gone with here. It's an odd,
man,
one to come up with.
You know what, though? I'm sure that those guys have all kinds of, like, infections and other problems.
Oh, yeah. I think that's something that if it gets into your system can actually wreck it pretty bad.
I don't doubt it. I mean, there are some online. If you were to look up some of the photos, there's some really nasty ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we could check out something.
Yeah. I don't understand it either. If you really want to be that big, man, earn it. Go out and get the real thing. Work on it.
Well, yeah, hard work actually sounds... Oh, this is that dude.
That is that dude. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Here's some dude from, like...
Look at that, man.
He looks like... he wrapped skin around some tires.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand this
It's like he's
shit.
got like giant water balloons underneath his skin.
Yeah, this shit does not make any sense to me. Like, it's the real life Hulk. No, it's not the Hulk. The Hulk could actually lift stuff with his arms.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't help your strength at all.
No, I mean,
it's just aesthetic.
Why would you want fucking that?
Dude. You know what he looks like? Did you ever see that shitty movie Double Dragon back in the old days? Back in like
no, because I didn't like the game that much.
Okay, well, there's this.
The game was okay.
Look up a Bobo from the Double Dragon movie.
How do you spell that?
ABOBO.
Oh, okay.
Double Dragon movie.
I didn't know if it was going to be the way it's.
There he is, right there.
Yeah. What the fuck?
It reminds me of him.
That's fucking weird. This dude looks like a half lion. Then the rest is like retarded.
Yeah.
I don't.
I know.
So
it reminds me of that
I guess you're right. Those people do look like that.
They do.
I don't understand why you would want to do that to your body.
I don't
know. It's the same thing with like ass implants. Like, okay, you don't have a great ass, so you put a fake ass in.
Yeah, and they never look good because they don't look proportional to the body at all.
No, that's the weird thing. Is like, even if a chick's ass isn't like perfect, it can look fine on that body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't under when you start adding and subtracting things and doing all this other shit that you don't need to do.
It looks unnatural.
Yeah.
It's the same with facelifts and like Botox injections and all that kind of stuff that people do to themselves. If you look at, for instance, I got an example. Demi Moore apparently had some work done on her face. I'm not sure if it was just a nose job or what, but now she just doesn't look right at all. I mean, even if I hadn't seen her before, I still wouldn't think that she looked right.
Let's see. Demi Moore, what does she look like now? I mean, she looks like
yeah, if you look at her face though, like get a close up of her face, you can see what I mean.
Like that?
That actually looks like maybe what she used to look like.
I don't know. I mean, she looks old and like every fucking creepy witch chick in every movie.
It kind of does.
You know, I don't.
Oh, there's another one too. Helen Hunt. That's another one. Apparently, I guess that she's got a new show out, and apparently people are having a hard time watching it because her face is so distracting.
Helen Hunt?
Yeah, Helen Hunt.
Yeah, Helen Hunt. I don't know. I never understood why people liked her.
I mean, she was a good actor back in the day. She did some decent roles.
Yeah. But I never thought she was like this hot chick like people do. Like Helen Hunt just looks like a skeleton.
Yeah. Well, and I haven't seen the new show. I read.
I mean, this is what Helen Hunt looks like now. She just looks like a fucking like a cantaloupe that's fucking been sitting for a month.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't look good at all.
She doesn't look. Yeah. It just looks off. And I guess on the show, it's very noticeable because of how good the cameras are, so you can really see everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't understand the getting all the work done. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that have work done that you don't notice.
Sure.
And that's fine.
And I get if you have like, an injury or accident and you need it for corrective reasons. I get that. But if you're perfectly fine to begin with.
Yeah. I don't understand why you would do it.
Yeah. I think in Hollywood, I think in Hollywood, it's just that whole youthful, the need for that youthful look that people want.
I think it's actually a worse problem for women in Hollywood.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because for a guy, I mean, you just get old. It's like, okay, you can still be a leading actor in something.
Yeah.
But for a woman, if she loses her looks, well, I mean, you can be the evil stepmother.
You can.
I mean, there's not. I just think that there is a little bit of sexism in it, but
there is.
The truth is though, like, what do you want to see? Like, am I going to go and see some 60-year-old play the leading hot chick in a movie?
No,
probably not.
No, and they shouldn't try to play those parts.
No,
they try to. Yeah, they shouldn't try to play those parts. They should
vacuum.
No, that was
what the fuck was that?
That was a bed being pumped up.
Oh, why was that happening?
I don't know. I guess it needed to be pumped up. But yeah, no. The fact is that when you're getting on in age, you should be playing age appropriate roles.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It just makes sense.
Yeah,
but
I mean, unless you're playing like what was that Brad Pitt movie where he was aging in reverse?
Oh yeah, the Benjamin Button.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess if you're doing that, you're not really playing an age appropriate because you're reversing your age.
Sure. But then they got special effects and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I know. I didn't really want to get into a tangent on that one.
No, I hear you. But okay, well, let's go back to some of the stuff that's going on right now. Some of the just craziness that's happening.
Well, what's the craziest? Because I've got a friend that lives and drives through Portland all the time. He's saying that Portland's fucking a mess right now.
That's what I heard too.
They tore down the fucking elk statue because apparently elks are racist.
I heard that too. How are elks racist? I'd really like to know.
And that elk statue's been there for how long? Like 40, 50 years? Something like that?
A long time. That's okay.
You know?
Yeah, I'm curious. That's one thing I'm curious about. Why tear down the elk statue? What is racist
Yeah.
about the elk?
I guess now if you could come up and say the dude that made the statue is a super racist and you put a lot of racist stuff in the elk statue,
but
and you could actually point to those things, fine, whatever.
But and let's say that's the case. What parts of the elk statue are racist?
Well, that's exactly.
And then the other question is, so let's say a racist did build the elk statue. Now, that doesn't make the elk statue itself racist. It just means that the creator was a racist douche. So let's not... Actually,
the elk statue has been around since 1900.
1900. So...
Yeah.
Is there...
Yeah.
So... Yeah, why turn down the elk statue?
Here's the elk statue in 1906.
1906. So we got a photo up of the elk statue in 1906. And, I mean, hey, it's an elk statue. I mean, I guess I don't really know the history of it. I don't know why it was put there, what it denotes, what it's supposed to be standing for. Maybe
probably it stands for the Pacific Northwest. There's a lot of
elk up here, sure. Yeah,
so actually they didn't tear it down. They burned it.
They set it on fire.
Okay. They set it on fire, and the fire apparently damaged the base pretty bad, so they took the statue down.
So they took it down.
So at least the statue's still alive.
Okay. I guess the question I have is, why set it on fire?
So here's this. That's where the statue was taken down. I don't know why they'd set it on fire. I don't know why that stuff went away.
Well, there's
Where the rest of this stuff go?
Well, and there's some other statues being torn down that don't really make sense. Like, for instance,
or statues being defaced, like the 54th Massachusetts Regiment, which was an all-black regiment that fought in the Civil War. They defaced the shit out of that.
I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah,
Why? Why do that? But I thought that these, that's the thing. The protests, now obviously the protests and the rioters are two different things.
Yes, and I think a big part of the riots and shit like that, and some of the protesting too. I think a lot of the protesting has valid points.
I agree.
I think that absolutely what happened to George Floyd, regardless of what his past was, was fucking horrible.
Absolutely,
it's horrible.
100%. It was murder.
Absolutely.
I agree.
But okay, thanks for fucking talking over me over and over, you fucker. But anyway,
I have a problem. I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Again, I gotta hate you. But no, I mean, so I get why people are protesting that shit. And then the more and more you actually dig into it, the more and more, I don't think it was actually a race related thing. I think it was the fact that these two people actually worked together and hated each other.
Yeah, they worked security guards or something.
Yes, they were both security guards at the same nightclub. And they did not like each other. So I can see how this could, I mean, this is just straight up murder at that point. It's not, I don't believe that it's, and I don't believe that it necessarily was a race-related thing. I do think that the cops tend to, be a little bit heavy-handed when it comes to doing things.
Sure, definitely.
I mean, we've militarized the police to a fucking crazy point, and I think a lot of that started from the Hollywood shootout. Because back then, what did they have? They had 38 specials. 9 mils, maybe some 40 cals.
Yeah.
They were up against guys with machine guns
and body armor.
And body armor. Yeah. So yeah, I get why they started to expand on the stuff that they do, but I think that a lot of the stuff that they do now, like a lot of the no-knock search warrants, like the one that got that EMT chick killed.
Yeah.
Fuck, I cannot remember her name.
She was shot in her own house, right?
Shot and killed in her own house. Her boyfriend was arrested for murder because he had a gun and he was gonna shoot back at the police, or maybe he did shoot back at the police. But it's a no-knock search warrant at the wrong fucking place.
Yeah. They didn't even have the right house.
No. Well, I think they had the right house according to the search warrant. Oh. No, I think they did. I think according to the search warrant, they had the exact right house. None of the people they were looking for were in there or had anything to do with that place. But I think on the search warrant they did. I think they got bad information and went off of bad information.
Gotcha.
And to me, that one is a huge miscarriage of justice.
Yeah. Oh, I 100% agree. I do. And the thing is, those sorts of instances happen all the time now I agree with you that a lot of it has to do with the militarization of the police.
Well, not just that. I mean, we've also got swatting that happens.
Yes.
Oh, I don't like you. What's your address? Oh, I'm going to call the cops and say you have a gun to your fucking girlfriend's head.
Yeah, we've already, at least one person's already died because of that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's been more than one person.
I know there was just one famous one that got a lot of media attention.
Well, there was a kid that I think got arrested for doing this.
Yeah, his name was Tyler Barris, I think, was the guy.
Was that a video game kid?
Yes, it was like he did it over like a Call of Duty stream, and he got like the wrong house, and then the cops showed up at that house, and the guy got shot. Person that
it's pretty fucking crazy that people would be doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you're right. A lot of it does have to do with the mentality, not just the militarization of it, but the mentality of the police going in. Instead of trying to go in and actually assess the situation, sometimes they just go in guns blazing.
They do. And I agree actually with Jocko Willink on this. He was on the Joe Rogan show not too long ago, and he was talking about how, because you know who Jocko Willink is, right?
Yes, I know he is.
So for anybody that doesn't know who's listening, Jocko Willink is an ex-Navy SEAL. He actually used to train Navy SEALs at one point, and his opinion on this situation is that the cops, for one, don't get enough training throughout the year. A lot of departments, they'll only have maybe a couple of training times throughout the whole year, and then that's it. And according to what Jocko believes, he thinks that they should be getting trained like 20% of the time, like drilling on scenarios and
I agree with that.
Tactics. Yeah.
The reason I agree with that is because I've known police officers throughout the years, and a lot of them actually, when they go into like, firearms qualifications and shit, they got to go and train on their own. It's their own money, their own time. This is outside of their 12-hour work days, which I think is also probably too long for a police officer to be out there 12 hours.
I agree. That's a long shift, man. That's a long shift.
And I agree. I think that, one day a week should be just nothing but training.
Yeah. And that's one thing too that I keep hearing and keep reading about as well, is that one of the things you see commonly when police show up to a scene is that the situation gets worse. It doesn't get de-escalated.
Yeah.
And they need to learn de-escalation skills so that they can,
I think with more training, you actually weed out the guys that would escalate these things further and further. Now, obviously, there is a point where escalation needs to happen.
Yeah.
Certain
situations, sure.
Yeah, somebody's holding someone hostage, or, somebody pulls a gun on you, you've got to escalate the situation.
Yeah.
But some of these situations I've seen, there's no fucking reason for the cop to be acting the way that they're acting.
Exactly.
The citizen doesn't have the cop has to be better than the people, right? That's the way it should be. So the cop has certain rules that they have to follow and things that they have to go through procedurally in order to get to a certain level of escalation, right? The person can just fucking call the cop a piece of shit, say things immediately, and that's fine. They should be able to do that. It should be protected under the First Amendment, So, yeah, they're definitely going to need to get more training in order to deal with people like that. Because I've seen plenty of videos where, the person was being a dick to the cop, but the cop didn't need to go, okay, well, now I'm arresting you for this fucking speeding violation.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of videos of that, where that kind of thing happens. Where I remember seeing one where this guy was asking the cop why he was getting pulled over, and the cop started reaching his arm into the door trying to open the door. And
I think I may have seen the same video, but there's also like 400 of those videos.
There are, there are. But that's a problem. It's like, why is the cop reaching into the door? Like, the guy's asking you a legitimate question. It's his right to know why you pulled him over.
Yeah,
you know?
And that's actually one of the things I think they're supposed to tell you.
They are, yeah. That's
because they have to have probable cause in order to actually pull you over in the first place.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They can't, because if you could just pull over anyone for anything. Besides this being like fucking Germany, 1952, East Berlin, I don't want to see a place or our country become something like that.
I don't either, and I feel like it is kind of starting to lean that way.
Well, it's weird because it's leaning that way with the cops, and then it's leaning the other way with the left wing side, which is you can't say anything that we don't approve.
Which is weird because the left wing used to be the opposite of that. Back when we were growing up, it was like the evangelical right that was doing that.
It used to be you had free speech. You should be able to say what you want, regardless of if other people disagree with it. If other people disagree with it, then fine. They don't associate with you, and that's how you deal with people. I've always thought like, I have, right-wing friends that weren't a big fan of, what is the name of that organization that fights for, free speech stuff?
I'm not sure.
Oh, why can I never remember that name? Civil Liberties Union?
Oh, Civil Liberties Union.
ACLU, I believe.
ACLU. Well, and the thing is that what kind of troubles me is that there's a lot of like companies and groups and foundations that seem to be all for this cancel culture stuff.
Yeah,
and it's really that's dangerous. That so many of these institutions are now adopting it as if it's okay, as if it's something that we should be doing on a regular basis to people. And it freaks me out that people are getting comfortable with this. People are starting to feel like, oh, I shouldn't speak up because if I do, I could lose my job. And
I just see this ominous arm come through in the background.
The disembodied arm.
Yeah.
What's
going on? There it is again.
Yeah. Well, if you, but I mean, like we're hearing more and more. It seems like that we're hearing about people getting fired from their jobs because of a post on social media they made like 8 years ago.
Yeah,
that is problematic, and it's like, well, yeah, 8 years ago that might have been more acceptable, or that person was probably a completely different person and maybe believed that at the time. But now,
that's the other thing. We don't get people don't get any room to improve.
No,
at all. And whatever that improvement is. And I just don't understand it.
I don't either. And I go on Facebook. Like I've just stopped posting on social media at this point because every time
I've told you that in the fucking past, just don't post anything. You'll be fine. You can still be on there.
Yeah. But I don't post anymore because anything, no matter how innocuous the post is, even if it's something like, I had a good day today, someone is going to jump in and go, I'm offended by that.
Kevin, I'm just going to call Kevin, I'm just going to call bullshit on that first off. Okay, I've seen your post. Not one fucking post I've ever seen you post has said, I'm having a good day. Not one. They're all fucking dissertations. They're 8 pages long.
Okay, fair enough. That's true. I don't make it easy, but
no, I can't fucking read that much, especially on Facebook. Look, dude, if you're gonna post something, post it on Twitter.
Oh yeah, or I'll post like 2-hour long videos where it's like,
I'm not gonna watch that.
It's like intellectuals and shit.
Look, I fall into the same trap too when it comes to videos. Like I'll post, hey, this Joe Rogan podcast was pretty good, or this podcast over here was pretty good. It's like, none of my friends are going to watch that. And if they are, they already have. Yeah. So I'm not getting anybody new to find it interesting or anything like that. That's the other thing. Social media for the most part is going to be an echo chamber or things you absolutely disagree with, so you can fucking fight with someone. Those are the two sides that you get with social media. You don't get anything in between.
Yeah.
It's social media. It used to be like, I want to connect with my family so that my family knows what I'm up to.
Sure.
And they get to see their grandkids grow up or whatever. That's what it used to be, or kind of. I mean, I'm sure it started out as something completely different than that, but that's what it was when I started, at least.
Yeah, that's how it was when I started too. It was actually a really cool thing back then. Now it's just a political cesspool filled with just anger and hatred.
Well, it doesn't even have to be political. It
Doesn't
could
even have to be
be
political.
anything.
It could be anything. Yeah. It just
I just love the people that are completely vague booking everything. What a terrible person. They don't say anything else to it. It's like, who are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they'll know. It's like, yeah, they probably will know. Then why the fuck post it here? Why not just talk to them?
Yeah, or there's those ones, I've seen those posts where you post something about something and then someone will just write, nah. Like, nah, NAH, like, nah. Like, okay, well, why? Why nah? Like, give me something here to work with.
Well, that's the other thing. I don't think people want to actually have real discourse.
I don't think they do either. I think right now, a lot of people are stuck in their echo chambers, and they do not want to hear any other arguments. They don't want to hear anything that goes against what they already believe. Their confirmation bias.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think we've covered pretty much everything that we wanted to today.
Yeah, where are we at? Let's see.
I don't know. It's been about an hour.
Has it? Okay, cool, man. Yeah. So, I mean, there's definitely a lot more we can cover next time. I think.
Dude. Look,
with everything that's been going on, I mean, like, I also want to talk at some point about that couple that they brought the guns out and all that.
Yeah, the one dude got his gun taken already. So
they got his gun. Yeah. And depending on what news outlet you read, one news outlet will say, "Oh, and they were told they can't defend themselves," and then the other news outlets were saying, "Oh, well, they were told this and that." So it's like
it's all confirmation bias that way too.
Yes, it is.
You read the paper that has the views that you have. I try not to read papers.
And if you really want to find out the truth, you have to read tons of news articles on the same story just to try to piece together the reality of the situation. And it's just, man.
We'll get to that one on the next one then.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I mean, look, we probably fucked up a lot in this one.
We did. We're rusty. It's been a while, and
we're two idiots, and it is what it is.
It is what it is. We'll get better. We're gonna do this more often. We had a big, gap in between episodes because there was a lot going on. I don't think anybody, I think everybody can understand that. Yeah.
Well, I guess this is us signing off.
All righty. Well, until the next one.
Yep. Peace out.
All right. Nighty night. Keep your butthole tight.
Okay. That was weird.